Alright, folks, here we are, a lovely Tuesday night, or Friday night,
Or Friday morning.
Friday morning,
Friday afternoon.
but Tuesday for us,
Yes.
because this is the Smackdown Rundown, which we normally don't intro by saying that it's Tuesday, but the Smackdown that you watch on television was here live in our hometown tonight
It was indeed.
at the Moda Center,
Rose Garden. Fuck that shit.
located in Portland, Oregon,
In the Rose Quarter.
in the quarter of the rose. Quarter of the rose.
Alright, so let's run through the matches we had on SmackDown Live. This is going to be really interesting because if you watch it on TV, post down in the comments any differential you see between our notes and what you watch on TV. Should be interesting to find out. But as far as matches go, we had Charlotte defeat Naomi. We had Roman Reigns defeat Luke Harper. We had Primetime Players defeat New Day. And then Rollins and Owens defeated Neville and Cesaro.
Yeah,
That's right. That's our main event.
that was a rad match. But first off, we saw between main event and SmackDown
Right.
a dark match featuring one of Thomas Wolfe's, who's not here, favorite superstars, Long Island IZ Zack Ryder, in action against a brand new superstar making his debut on the main roster. Well, making it really his debut anywhere.
Yeah,
because he didn't come through NXT.
Yeah, no, I've yeah, good. So
Joshua Kingsley.
yeah, I've never heard this name, and it was really weird. Like, because we thought we had seen the main event, which we had,
Yeah.
but Zack Ryder came out. We're like, okay, maybe there's another match added on to main event. But then instead of intro music or a video or anything, we heard a voice over the loudspeaker quoting Shakespeare.
Yeah.
And this guy comes out, his name is Joshua Kingsley, and he says that, he came all the way from England and he wound up in a dumpy town like Portland and we booed the hell out of him. And then he talks about how he's going to dispose of this, what did he call Zach?
I don't know. I don't remember.
He called him oath. He called him an oath. That's what it was.
Oath.
So he's gonna.
That's fighting words.
I'm gonna rid the world of this oaf, Zack Ryder. Blah blah blah. And yeah, it was short cut blonde hair. Got a real brawler style. He's got the suspenders, the ratty jeans. He looks like he could be just walking around on the streets and fighting.
He had I feel like black pants, suspenders over like the white shirt with the 2-button thing.
Yeah.
Going up here. To me, he looked like a character out of the movie Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Yes. Yes, he did.
Like he could have been straight out of Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
But yeah, the match was all.
It wasn't very long.
It was all Zack Ryder. I mean,
For pretty much. Like what I like
Maddox-
is Kingsley started off with a left hook right off the bat because
Yeah.
he said in his promo that he had a left hook. Or that something like he would be able to persuade Zack Ryder to leave with his left hook.
yeah,
If he didn't leave on
because
his own.
he's really portraying a British brawler kind of type, almost kind of how we were introduced to Wade Barrett.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Kingsley had the advantage for a second maybe, but then Zack Ryder gets all of his usual stuff, sets up Kingsley in the corner, hits the big forearm, hits the broski boot. Kingsley starts dancing around a little bit, gets hit with the Rough Rider, and Zack Ryder picks up the win.
Yeah. The other thing he did that I thought was kind of weird, but I liked because it's unusual and you don't see it very often, is he did alternating knee drops.
Yes.
Kingsley dropped like the right knee and then he got up and immediately dropped the left knee in the same spot.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited that we've got a new guy potentially coming to the main roster.
Yeah.
Should be.
I mean, even if he doesn't come up to the main roster, even if he goes over to NXT first.
Yeah, it's still a new
way.
gimmick that we're getting introduced to, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
But then we open up SmackDown with the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins.
Going on and on and on and on and on.
In the short version, He talked about he talked about on Tough Enough that John Cena, if you didn't see Tough Enough this week, John Cena accepted Seth Rollins' challenge to the title for title match at SummerSlam
through Daniel Bryan.
And Seth Rollins said, "Okay, that's awesome. The match is going to happen, but he had to accept my challenge on Tough Enough. He couldn't even do it to my face, and he couldn't even do it himself. He had Daniel Bryan do it. So he dared John Cena,
double dog dare,
to show up this coming Monday on Raw and face to face accept the challenge from Seth Rollins.
It's face to face, so Seth Rollins can peck John Cena's nose, hurt him.
And he was going on this tirade about all these people he's beat and all these obstacles that he's overcome. Neville comes out and kind of puts things in a perspective, because if it wasn't for Randy Orton on Raw, Sheamus could potentially be world champion.
He's basically like, you're omitting a lot of details. Yeah, you're still champion, but Randy Orton saved you from Sheamus. Yeah, you broke John Cena's nose, but you still lost to him.
Yeah, you beat me, but you couldn't even kick out of the Red Arrow, but you had your foot on the ropes.
Yeah.
So, really, Seth Rollins is saying that he's won all these matches, but it's been by pretty much luck. And that's when Neville starts doing it, and you come out here and you go on and on and on. The crowd starts getting into it.
And on.
And everyone knows where this is going, because the Swiss Superman comes out. Cesaro comes out and he starts talking about how Seth Rollins goes on and on and on. And then the Cesaro section is sick of it. But before he's able to finish his sentence, he is attacked from behind by Kevin Owens. And that
distraction allows Seth Rollins to hit Neville.
And buckle bombs Neville. So we have Owens, just blasting Cesaro on the back of the head. Neville is down in the ring. Rollins and Owens are just kind of, guess what? We're big and bad. And now we know that we're getting that tag team match for our main event.
Yeah, it's like one of those things that ever happens, then the main event match is going to be those guys against each other.
Yeah. So, remember that one time on Smackdown when Tyler Black and Kevin Steen faced Pac and Claudio Castagnoli?
I do.
We were
also,
there.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
That's a reference that some people might
Yeah, man, cookie commercials in the 90s.
Yeah. Then we had Divas action. We had Charlotte taking on Naomi.
This is like a one-on-one version of the tag team match that happened last week.
Yeah, if you read any news reports, there was a lot of issues with the tag team match last week. And
specifically with the ending.
Yeah, between Charlotte and Naomi.
Yeah.
So this was kind of them getting a chance at redemption. I felt like they don't have a lot of chemistry together, though.
Not particularly.
It wasn't horrible. Like, I wasn't like, oh god, when's this match gonna end? But it was still just, there's definitely no spark between Charlotte and Naomi.
Yeah.
Naomi was in control for most of the match. Lots of kicks between both girls, kicking each other in the face a lot.
At one point, Naomi just kind of like vaginaed Charlotte right in the face really hard.
Yeah, it was her splits. Melina used to do it, the splits leg drop. It was all vagina to face. That was the rug muncher leg drop.
The rug, oh god.
But Charlotte did end up picking up the win. She kind of goaded Naomi into coming at her while she was up against the ropes, and she launched Naomi over the top. She landed on
Sasha and Tamina.
Yeah.
The rest of the team bad.
And then she ends up getting back in the ring, and Charlotte takes her down, gets her in the figure eight, and gets Naomi to tap out. So another win for Team PCB. Then we have the big guy Ryback come out and address the things he's been dealing with, the things he's been hearing people say while he's been out on the shelf with his staph infection, and he's coming out and saying that all these people keep saying I need to drop my title, I need to I need to not be in the title picture, all this stuff. But he is planning on going to SummerSlam, and he's going to retain what is his, and that is the Intercontinental Championship in the Triple Threat match against The Miz and Big Show.
And then, the most inspirational superstar in WWE history, with the exception of maybe Diamond Dallas Page, would make his way down to the ring, talking about how it was because of his inspirational message to Ryback over a private message on Twitter that all he had to do was believe.
But then Ryback brought up a good point. Doesn't he have to be like friends or follow Bo Dallas to like?
He's like, don't be silly, Ryback, my friend.
Then okay, the one part that I did like is that he goes, well, my message was Ryback, and Ryback's like, well, let me guess. All you have to do is believe.
And Bo's like, you did get my message.
That was clever. I appreciated that a lot. And then Bo Dallas says, now, what I'm really out here to say is that I think I should be in the Intercontinental title match at SummerSlam. It should be a fatal four-way for the Intercontinental title.
And the crowd was extremely supportive
Yes,
of this
it was
decision.
all yes chants, which surprised the hell out of me. And
I was going, Bo.
And it surprised the hell out of Ryback, too. Ryback's like, well, you say that I'm not healed up. What do you think about going against the big guy, the little guy? And then Bo kicked him in the knee, bastard. Beat down Ryback a little bit, and Ryback said, you know what, get the fuck off me. And then clotheslined him, and then clotheslined him again.
Spine buster. He busted his spine.
Busted his spine, and Bo Dallas ran away like a bitch.
Actually, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
He laid there.
He laid there like a bitch. And Ryback kept saying, feed me more.
So we were just there. Should have known that Bo Dallas didn't run away.
I was paying attention to Ryback. I don't know where Bo Dallas went.
He didn't go nowhere. For a long time.
He was laying there so still, I didn't realize he was still there. I thought he had ran away.
He just started a chameleon into the canvas.
We had...
Bad mental image, but I bet naked Sheamus. You wouldn't be able to
You'd
see
never
it.
find him.
Especially if you cover up his hair.
Yeah, if he... Really, bro? Go on. Yeah, if you cover up the hair, I can't imagine you'd be able to find him at all. That'd just be scary.
Yeah.
Like walking across the ring, all of a sudden Sheamus goes, boom. Terrifying. Speaking of terrifying, we had Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper show up on the Tron, and talking about, we have Luke Harper and Roman Reigns getting ready to go at it, and we've got Luke saying, all these people made me who I am. And he talked about when I was born, I was holding.
This wasn't on the Tron.
Was
They
it?
were in the ring.
Oh, that's right.
They were on the Tron and they said Portland's
Yeah,
here.
that's okay. Yeah, they can't. Yeah, can't. And he said the line that when I was born, I was holding the devil's hand.
Yeah.
Which was an interesting way to go about it. I guess we've always kind of referenced to Bray Wyatt as Satan.
Yeah, we reference that a lot.
We have.
I haven't.
I bet if you go back to the videos, you have. And then, this was, Bray Wyatt really didn't even get a chance to talk. He started to do, like, his usual Bray Wyatt promo, but he got interrupted by Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, Dean Ambrose is like, hey, you guys talk a lot, but me and Roman Reigns, we talk with our fists.
Something to that effect. And then Roman Reigns came in. And we had Roman Reigns versus Luke Harper. This was a lot of heavy hitting, as you would expect from these two guys. But some good side action with Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt on the outside. Yeah. It kind of just broke down eventually because Roman Reigns would win by disqualification after I think he hit the Superman punch on Luke, went for the pin, and Bray Wyatt broke it up. Dean Ambrose gets in, and it's just all-out chaos where the Shield ends up dropping the Wyatts over the barricade, and they start running away. But then the Wyatts came back, walked around the ring, and tried to walk up the ramp, and then
Ambrose and Reigns
they're like
aggressively pursued them.
They're like, oh well, they're here again, so let's just
keep
just
fighting.
go after them.
And it was the best decision Roman Reigns ever made because Bray Wyatt immediately posted him.
Yeah. And then Ambrose gets a big old Brody boot and gets set up for the Sister Abigail. But Roman Reigns is able to get back in, Superman punch Luke, and then
Bray was like, I'm gonna get you.
And then Bray Wyatt gets clothesline, and then
he gets a dirty deeds.
And then dirty deeds, and then Luke Harper gets up and he gets spider. So the Shield bested the Wyatts twice within the span of about 15 minutes.
Yeah, good job, guys.
I'm really interested to see if both those things show up on the show, or if just one of them was like a segue out, and we just got extra action.
Yeah, I think the secondary part after the Wyatts came back
was specifically for us.
Yeah, I'm guessing it was. There's probably some sort of video package that'll play.
Probably. We had Sheamus talking about what happened with Randy Orton on Raw.
That might be the video package that plays.
It might be. God, the promo was gonna be good, and then he used the Terminator line, and that just killed it for me.
I didn't think the promo was gonna be that good.
Like,
but I don't think anything Sheamus does is that good.
Yeah. No, he had some good stuff leading up to it, and then he did the, what are you like some Terminator? They're like,
oh, you want to meet the Terminator?
Well, guess what? Just like the Terminator, I'll be back. And I was like, really, Sheamus? And then he got off track again, and then he started to do some good stuff. If you would have cut that out, I would have liked the promo. But why? I guess they're just trying to find different ways to plug Terminator.
Yeah, stop.
Please. We had the New Day. Everyone wants a new day. They met up with a little backstage agent back there, who Big E accidentally knocked the papers out.
He
of his
accidentally
hand.
clapped the papers out.
And while he's trying to help
this was all going on after we saw Neville and Cesaro backstage going through their plan.
Yes, and I think even before that we had before this was Owens and Rollins.
Yeah.
And then earlier in the show we saw Neville and Cesaro talking over strategy for their tag team match. But yeah, the New Day ends up setting up a makeshift basketball hoop over the guy, and Kofi dunks on him.
As he's trying to pick up his papers.
And then they pick up Kofi and start walking down the hallway doing that. We want some New Day. The New Day is so over.
Yeah, New Day's popular for it.
I love it. And the New Day would be coming out for a tag team match against the Primetime Players.
The Primetime Players.
And lucky for us, we got Xavier Woods instead of Kofi Kingston in the match.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Tony, you wish you could came to this SmackDown. The New Day had a tag team match and Kofi wasn't in it.
Kofi did.
He was at ringside.
He did play a viable part though, causing
very
some disqualifications.
Causing some disqualifications.
Distractions.
He didn't cause any disqualifications.
No, there wasn't a disqualification.
He did early on in the match, while the ref was distracted, did the running punt kick on the apron to Titus.
I remember that because he was excited that it happened.
All on the way, like Tyson Kidd usually does the running kick on the apron.
Very much so. But the Primetime Players end up getting the advantage, and the New Day says, all right, screw this, we're done. We're done, we're getting out of here.
Done, and then New Day walks. New Day walks. But they got stopped.
They got stopped by
the
Matadors and El Torito come out. Then the Lucha Dragons come out and they're like, guess what? You're not going anywhere.
He's like, yeah, there's 4.5 of us and 3 of you.
And then the Primetime Players attack both Kofi and Big E, leaving poor Xavier Woods all to himself. And he had the most nervous look on his face. He gets tossed back in the ring. The legal man, D. Young, hits him with gut check, and Darren Young picks up the win for the Primetime Players. And then we had a weird kind of standoff thing where the Lucha Dragons and the Matadors get in the ring, and I thought there was going to be kind of like a nervous tension because the Primetime Players were champions, and
they all just stood there.
Yeah, there was no reason for them to get in the ring.
They didn't face off, and they didn't high five or celebrate together. They just kind of all awkwardly stood in the ring.
Like, I think the only one that kind of sold the whole situation was Darren Young, because he had kind of like a defensive, like, okay, what's going on? Because he knows that these other teams are challenging for the tag titles at SummerSlam.
I just thought we were going to get a big, like, 7-person, 6.5-person.
It would have been fun.
Millions of dollars. Fans.
I would have been okay with that. But then we had our main event. We had Seth Rollins.
No, it's SmackDown. The main event was early.
No, but we had our main event.
We had a main event?
Yeah. You teamed with Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens, and I teamed with Neville and Cesaro. Because you're totally a heel.
I am a heel. That's what my shirt says, heel. Ready to heel.
This match was awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
So much happened in this match. It was hard to keep up.
Yeah. We had, like, the first portion of the match was basically all Owens and Rollins beating up Neville.
Yes. Yeah, he was very much the sacrifice in this. He was the one that was kept on the opposite side of the ring for the majority.
And there are quite a few clever ways of isolating Neville from Cesaro.
Definitely.
Including one that we thought was like, oh, Seth Rollins tried to run across the ring to get Cesaro, but Neville sideswiped him and like tossed him out of the ring. But then when Neville went for the tag, Seth on the outside pulled Cesaro off the apron. It was like, oh, the clever way of making it seem like, oh, Neville outsmarted him, but it played to Seth Rollins' plan anyways.
Yeah, but both these teams have really good chemistry, not only against each other, but as partners as well. They worked really well against each other.
Cesaro eventually gets tagged in.
And just runs roughshod.
Yeah, he ran Rollins corner to corner over and over again with European uppercuts. He dove over the top rope onto both guys.
Yeah.
Well, it was supposed to be both guys, but Owens bailed.
Yeah, Owens just said, "No, I'm good."
That was after he went to gorilla press Rollins onto Owens, and Owens says, "I'm not catching you."
Yeah, Rollins just drops to the outside. And Cesaro and Rollins end up getting back in. Rollins went for a sunset flip.
Something of that nature, some sort of roll up.
That completely Cesaro turned into a sharpshooter. We're like, what? Okay. And he's, Rollins is almost forced to tap for a second. Owens gets back in. Cesaro breaks the hold. Goes to try and put Owens in the sharpshooter, but Rollins takes advantage, rolls him up, grabs the tights, and Owens and Rollins pick up the win. We kind of have a resurgence of Neville at this point.
Yeah, Rollins books it away.
Yeah.
And Owens is starting to put the boots on Cesaro because he's all, yeah, we won and I'm rubbing it in kind of thing. And Neville's like, dude, we're going to beat you up.
Yeah. And yeah, we've got a double team on Owens. We had Cesaro hit the Aquamare water slide, set up perfectly for the Red Arrow.
Yeah.
Owens is in a world hurt, and Cesaro and Neville were so over. The crowd
and they celebrated for 10 minutes.
Yeah, the crowd was losing their minds. Cesaro was jumping into the crowd and signing stuff and high-fiving and just
like this.
And what? No, that's not hurting. Yeah, I mean, Cesaro, if WWE doesn't see his potential at this point, there's nothing that will ever make them see it.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what sort of because you can almost feel guaranteed at this point that we're going to see Owens versus Cesaro in some fashion at SummerSlam.
Definitely. And we know that Neville's in that tag team match, teaming with Stephen Amell to take on Stardust and King Barrett. Yeah, there's a lot of really fun stuff going to be happening at SummerSlam. And
we've got a whole other week of build to it too.
Yes. And we'll be having predictions once we get ever so closer to SummerSlam. But for now, thanks for watching the Smackdown Rundown. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe. Click all the links. Be sure to post down in the comments also what differences you saw between our notes and what you actually saw on Sci-Fi or on Hulu, however you watch your Smackdown. Sky Sports, online, however you watch it. But yeah, click all the links, the Facebooks, the Twitters, the Tumblrs, the Instagram, the Reddit, and the emails. Message us all at fanstalkwrestling@gmail.com. Message this guy here at Kevin_Hawk636 at hotmail.com, where you talk about spoilers and talking shit about me, apparently. That's what it's used for. And
Maybe.
whatever else he sees fit to use it for.
Yeah.
And
there's a playlist.
yeah, talk
Check
about that
thing over there.
playlist.
It's got Raw Review that
Yeah.
we did on Monday, posted on Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's got Midweek Wrap Up. It's got this in it now.
Yeah.
And it's going to have indie news.
Yes. In the news where we had a big reveal last week with all the teams for King of Trios. We know that the first couple matches have been announced for King of Trios, I believe. We had the whole rundown of Battle of Los Angeles. All kinds of stuff is happening. We're gearing towards the end of the summer. We got some big tournaments going on, so be sure to check that out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys at Indie News. Finger guns. Finger guns.